Some updates today. It's a Saturday. I have time to get things done and not work the whole time. So one of the things is I'm going to. You can tell these tires are used, and you know they don't have much tread left on them. Rode around on some 37s for a while, and I have to say that it rides really nice with the 37s. I'm very surprised. They're balanced and smooth, and just a little bigger than what I want. So I bought a set of used 35s. These are Toyo mud terrain tires. Right. Anyway, I got this one separate from these other used ones that I've got in the back here. And they're 35, 12 and a half, 20s. I'm just going to throw them on there to see how it rides. And I just want to test out, go from 37s down to 35s, give me a little more clearance. I do have, even with a 6-inch lift, I do have rubbing every once in a while on a hard turn. I think it rubs right in here somewhere. I just think overall fuel mileage and usability, I think that the 35s are going to be better suited for this truck, even though I really like the way the 37s look. It's just not, to me, it's not a very practical size. I like anywhere from 33s to 35s. And kind of tall and skinny is what I like too, but I do like the way these look. I can't wait to see what the 35s are going to look like. Yeah, instead of going out and spending $1,500 on a set of tires, I'm going to throw these on there. I'll probably get maybe 10,000 miles or 15,000 miles out of them. I'm going to take the worst one out of here, and I've got that one over there. It's got good tread on them. Even though they're older tires, like I said, I'm not going to run them very long. I just want to test them out and see if I like 35s. And if I end up liking them, I'll just purchase a new set after 10, 15,000 miles. That's what's going on with the truck. It's been running really well. I guess I'm around the 1,500 mile mark. I believe I'm 1,500 miles. I have one particular issue here. I don't know if anybody out there, a lot of you probably have 12 valves or had 12 valve Cummins engines. If I start off really slow in the morning and just kind of idle out of the neighborhood, it does not build boost. It's like it's stuck below 10 psi boost, and it won't go beyond that. And it's just like a dog. I mean, it does that until I stop the truck and then restart the truck. And then if I goose the gas a little bit, then boom, everything's just fine. And what I'm thinking, I either have a wastegate that is stuck open, and maybe by the engine, goosing the engine like that and then making it rev up really quick, it's sealing up the wastegate, or I have a problem with the AFC. Like, this stuff's new to me, so I'm getting in the tuning part of it right now. Even though this thing runs great when it runs well, the secret is just hit the gas and everything's fine when you first start it up. And so anyway, I think it's related to AFC, but I'm not positive. And I know the first step in diagnosing anything that's wrong with these trucks, they need air and they need fuel. And so what I'm going to do is I want to test out the fuel system, and I want a way to monitor the fuel system and make sure that I have enough fuel pressure. I've got a mechanical stock pump in here. I have got a no affiliation with this company right here, but they're the only ones I know that supply this fitting. You could actually make this out of the fitting that goes on the side of the P-pump, and I'll show you where it goes. But this is a snubber, and what it is, it's got a little, you can barely see it, a little hole right there in the middle of it. And as the mechanical pump pumps pressure, it goes into these holes right here, and it fluctuates in and out. And this right here is a fuel sensor, and from what I read online, that your fuel pressure varies between 0 and 30 psi. So I've got a sensor for 30 psi. This is probably made in China or something like that, but it's a stainless steel sensor, and it had pretty good reviews. It's only like $15 or so. The little snubber is around $20-25, but this is necessary to get a good fuel reading. So basically, I don't know the exact measurements. I'll post them in the video because I have to go back and look them up for reference. But I think at idle you're supposed to get like around 15-16 psi, and then while you're running, maybe 20-25 psi, somewhere like that. So I'm going to use this device to monitor my fuel pressure, and I mean, you can go out and buy a kit from Autometer, and it's almost $200 and everything, but I think I mean, I could just use this setup right here and just read the voltage. What it does is you have a positive, negative lead, and then here's the sensor, and this is what you want to read right here to find out what the voltage is. And I think it varies between 1/2 volt and 4.5 volts, and it's a linear measurement. So in other words, your fuel pressure would follow a linear voltage measurement between 1/2 volt and 4.5 volts, where 1/2 volt is 0 psi and 4.5 volts would be 30 psi. And it's just a linear chart. You can just look up your pressure if you wanted to do that, and keep the cost low. So basically I could read my fuel pressure with this setup for probably, I think this is about 30 bucks, the whole setup, between $30 and $40 right in there. And I have a way to read this. What I might do is later on I might build use a microprocessor or something, connect it to here, and let it read, and then go through my Android phone to be able to pick it up. But don't want to get too deep into that. What I want to do is have a way to monitor and read the fuel pressure, and this setup will do it. And I'll show you how I install it. Decided I wanted to try a set of 35-inch tires, which these are 285/65/20s, which approximates around 34.5 inches, something like that. So gonna trade out the 37s for the 35s and see how it runs. Right now I'm getting 1500 RPM at 60 miles an hour, and it lugs a little bit at that speed, so I want to change it up, at least try these out. I had some tires, some 35-inch tires. I was just going to swap on these rims, but because I really like these rims. But it turns out it was $120 to swap the tires off and put the other ones on and get it balanced. So I said, you know what? Instead of doing that, I'll go and find a set of 35-inch tires and wheels already mounted. And since I just want to try it out, because I may want to go back to the 37s, and I'll use these until they're completely gone. This is a better deal right here. It's saving some money. It's already mounted and balanced and everything. And if I don't like these, one set's probably going to go. So let me swap these out real quick. Yeah, this time with the hubcaps. Looks better with the hubcaps for sure. Hey guys, I just want to show you, I just got a package shipped in from Power Driven Diesel. This is not sponsored. I purchased these items, and this is their filter for dirty roads. It's a paper filter. It's supposed to be better than that K&N I'm running. It says Power Flow. Huh. Patent pending. Power Flow R2C. Anyway, I'm going to run this on my truck, and it's supposed to have a 4-inch opening, and that is a 10-inch paper filter. So that's going to be installed today, and hopefully this will cure some of the problems I'm having when I start it up in the morning and I have that delayed boost. It's AFC Live. Got some instructions here, and I've ordered this without injectors or anything, because I'm trying to get the best fuel mileage I can, and I figure if I can adjust the fuel myself, that I can adjust it for the best mileage. This is the lowest kit they have from stock to 30 psi, which I don't think I need more than that. I'm not studded or anything like that, so I think this is going to do me well. Plus, I didn't get any injectors, but it seems like a pretty nice product. I thought about making one of these myself, and I've seen some people have done it, but I hadn't seen them actively use it. But they have a sale going on right now, and I figured the price was right, and I don't, sometimes you find a good enough price. This is a switch for going max and setting it back to control. If you find it on sale and you find a good deal, I'm all for purchasing a well-made product. So we'll see how this performs. Bonus is I got a call the other day, and they told me, hey, You are the winner of the hardened transmission input shaft. I'm like, awesome, I never win anything. That's so cool. And I'm like, do you have them for a 5R100? No, I probably don't want to put one in there anyway because I'm not going to be, building that kind of horsepower or torque. I was like, could you give me a store credit? So they gave me a store credit and got some new injectors on the way. It's 5x12s, and I need to replace injectors anyway because I have no idea how old the ones I have are. Plus the ones I have are 160 horsepower injectors, which they've been working fine, and the thing's almost got every bit of horsepower that I want, and as far as towing and what I want it for. So can't wait to see where this goes. Hopefully I'm not messing it up and messing up my fuel mileage and everything, but about to install it and find out how it works. Nice. Dust bowl, that's what it is. Oh, I didn't even see that. Fancy. A little too much. There. Yeah, that's probably not protecting much there. Oh, it came in handy when I didn't have anything else. Well, I talked to you guys about shocks in the previous video, and this is what I've decided to go with. I'm going to start with the back first. And I realized why my ride is so bad. I didn't put this together. But after looking at the shock's bent, by the way. You probably can't tell right now, but it's bent slightly. But this is the big deal right here. You see the amount of travel? These are shocks for an 8-inch lift kit. I've got them on 6 inches of lift. So in other words, I'm bottoming these shocks out. I'm hitting bumps and they're getting bottomed out. There's no travel. So there's probably nothing wrong with the shocks. It's just I have the wrong size lift for these shocks. So I'm gonna get swapped out for a set of Bilsteins. Mismatched Dirt Logic Fab Tech. This says Dirt Logic and a Fab Tech Dirt Logic 2.25, and they're mismatched, and one of them's bent. Swapped out for said Bilstein shocks, which I've used these before on a van, a 4-wheel drive van I built, and they worked out really well. I do not like these wheels, but they're good for testing right now, and they got a lot of good tread on them. So for right now, I'll deal with them so I can find some 35s to go on my old rims. Okay, this is the last one on my list of upgrades. It's aftermarket radiator. It appears I have, of course, when this thing is shipped, it looks like it punched holes in the box, which I hope it's okay. They make more expensive radiators, all aluminum, but those are like $800 or something. That one right there, I lucked out, found on Amazon for like $170. So, something I did not know about these 6.4s, besides the engines being really crappy, the diesel engines, there's also another defect on these trucks. And I found out the hard way. My radiator started leaking. And what it is these body mounts deteriorate super fast. You can see that one's pretty rotten, falling apart. And this one right here, if you look, is totally gone. There's no rubber on the bottom here. And what that does is it enables this front end to twist, and to, like when the suspension goes up and down, it twists the body. And the radiator is part of the core support up here and mounted in between. It actually twists the radiator and causes the end caps to unseal and start leaking. So that's a common problem with these 6.4s, and mine I discovered the other day. You can see right down here, you know, some of that's mud. Oh, looks like I got the radiator's rotten right there too. But it's got a leak. It's not a bad leak, but it is a leak, and it's got to be taken care of. And I heard that's the problem with these, and I've got new mounts coming as well, at least for the front, to keep the front end from twisting and messing the radiator up. So unfortunately, you got to take care of little things like that, but they're aftermarket mounts, so hopefully they'll hold up better than the Ford. So anyway, that's another thing I have to do to it, but it's slowly getting there. I can't get on the fun stuff like, you know, finishing the bed up and modifying stuff like that, but got to take care of the basics first. This is my daily driver, and I've got about 2,000 miles on it so far, and they're 2,000 happy miles. I'm very satisfied with the way it's performing, and I think it's only going to get better from here.
Hey, thanks for watching my channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do for future updates. Remember, build it, don't buy it.